Already ready. PokeMoshPit. It has been about 3 months since I've last submitted anything to y'all. But let's just not think about that for the time being. Let's just focus on what's on your screen right now. My name is InertFury, and today I'm going to be bringing y'all a 5th generation Ubers match that I had against fellow Mosh Pit director and graphics king himself, Mulvone19. Since he went ahead and uploaded a battle against me not too long ago, I figured I might as well go ahead and, just return the favor. So anyways, my team is really interesting. It's essentially a Sun team without any Sun abusers, if you can kind of, I guess, buy that. It consists of an adamant max attack, bulky Groudon with a Stealth Rock, Edgequake, and Roar, a substitute adamant 3 attack Giratina Origin form, an Arceus whose typing I will reveal later, a generic Revenge Killer Choice Scarf Terrakion, Spike Rapid Spin support Fortress, and a Lustrous Orb Palkia. Now, looking at his team, he has threats all over the place. He's got Mewtwo, Rayquaza, Kyogre, and Terrakion. Those things scare me, particularly the Terrakion and the Mewtwo. Why you say that? Because both of those are going to be faster than my Arceus type. So, my main goal is to get rid of his Terrakion, which can hit my particular Arceus for super effective, and his Mewtwo, which can outpace me and then hit me with some really, really powerful side strikes, which I will not appreciate. So, looking at potential leads, I'm thinking he might want to lead with Kyogre. If he's feeling really manly, he might want to lead off with Mewtwo, but I'm honestly not entirely sure. I'm just going to go with Groudon, because I'm figuring that since he might be more of an offensive Kyogre, my Groudon will probably have lower speed, and I can have my Sun Up, as opposed to him having Rain Up. So he does opt to lead with Mewtwo, which probably was the better lead option for him. I really can't stay in here because I don't want to take any hits from Mewtwo and have my Groudon whittled down so much and then have his Rain be up. So I'm going to switch right out into my Fortress. He does make a good switch, goes right out into his Kyogre. Again, can't really stay in, so I'm going to go into my Palkia, which is pretty much the only thing on my team that can even take any water spouts or any, it's the only thing that can pretty much just check Kyogre. So, from the damage I did, I know from previous experience that that is Choice Scarf damage, so I'm figuring he's running a Choice Scarf, Kyogre, which makes sense. So, I'm going to pull a double switch over out into my Terrakion. I'm just, literally for the first 5 turns I did nothing but switch. I didn't even throw off an attack, I just, switched. So, Giratina Origin form is in here after I predicted him to go to Giratina, but then again I was like, oh wait, duh, Ferrothorn and Scary Protect. So, I set up a substitute, and he's going to go right out into his Kyogre. Generally, most of the time, whenever you see Giratina Origin form setting up substitutes, you usually want to think Sub Calm Mind, but like I said, this is kind of a little bit weird, and I have I'm adamant with Earthquake, Dragon Tail, and Shadow Sneak. So, at this point, I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to go for Shadow Sneak, trying to kill off his Kyogre, even though I know that he's more than likely going to switch. I want the Weather Ward, because him having his Rain Up means he can more than likely abuse some of his things that carry Thunder, which are never good, for anything, because Thunder has a relatively high paralysis chance, base 120, it hurts, it's bad. So I'm going to set up a substitute here with my Giratina, and he does go for Will-O-Wisp. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't go for either Roar or Dragon Tail, which he doesn't. So I am going to be able to go first, because I have enough speed investments to outspeed other normal, or other standard Giratina Origin form stats. So I'm going to Dragon Tail him out into Terrakion, which is excellent, so I have no reason right here not to go for an Earthquake, because the only thing he can even bring in to dodge an Earthquake is his Rayquaza, but you wouldn't bring a Rayquaza in on a Giratina Origin form that's behind a sub. That's just not a smart idea. So I just Dragon Tail again, and his Terrakion comes back in, and at this time I'm just still again okay, clicking Earthquake. He goes for Stone Edge. He does miss. That was unfortunate. It would have broken my sub. And either way this plays out, Terrakion dies because I Shadow Sneaked, or I snuck, sneaked, whatever. It's Halloween, so I can Shadow Sneak. So, his Ferrothorn comes in, he's going to go for Protect, which is, you know, a good play. A, it gives him a little bit more of HP recovery. B, it kind of whittles down my Earthquake usage, so I can't really spam Earthquake as much as I would like to, because now he can protect all my potential Earthquakes. So, right here, I have to just, you know, sub again, as he just, I think, goes for Power. Yeah, he just goes for Power Whip right here, just to break my sub. Now, at this point, I'm figuring he might want to break my Earthquake down a little bit more. So he goes for Protect, and I predict that, and I go for Shadow Sneak because I don't really mind wasting my Shadow Sneak points because I have 48 of them, and they are not really as valuable as Earthquake, especially in this scenario against this Ferrothorn. So he goes for another Power Up right here, and then breaks my sub. And I'm just going to, again, just go for Earthquake because I'm pretty sure that I can live another Power Whip at this point. No, I figured he would go for... I don't know what I did there. I don't know. Just skip over this part. So I'm finally going to switch, go back into my Fortress. He does make a nice play right here and decides to go for Leech Seed, which I don't really mind because I'm just going to pretty much full switch on his expected Giratina switch, because I'm figuring he might want to go out to that and then, you know, block off my Rapid Spin to get rid of the Leech Seed. But no, I'm just going to go right for Volt Switch. Kyogre comes in. That makes me extremely, extremely happy. It doesn't kill, which is a little bit unfortunate. So I'm just going to go right out into my Palkia. I'm figuring he might want to stay in here and just try and fire off a Thunder, try and get some paralysis on my Palkia, which he does. Which, again, at this point, the only reason I really have Palkia on this team is to handle Kyogres. And since it has now done its job right here, I pretty much have no reason to keep Palkia around. So I go for Hydro Pump. I really don't know why I didn't go for Spatial Rend or something a little bit safer. But, you know, it's whatever. So Rayquaza comes in, and at this point, I'm like, he might want to Dragon Dance, thinking I'm locked into something, so I just went for Spatial Rend. He does just go right for Earthquake. I see no Life Orb, so that tells me he's either Choiced or Lumberry. So I'm just going to go right on into my my own Terrakion. Just going to fire off a Stone Edge. It misses the incoming Giratina Origin Form, which apparently neither one of us can hit Stone Edges with Terrakions against Giratinas. I guess Giratina's just that scary of a Mon, which is all good and well, I really don't care. So I'm just going to go back into Fortress because I need some spike damage to start racking up. And again, I figure, you know, Fortress is a little bit expandable since now he really can't set up a whole lot of entry hazards except spikes with his Ferrothorn. And again, as you'll see later, that's not really going to come into huge play if he would have gotten up a layer of spikes. So remember, his Rain is still up, so I'm figuring I can take any hit from Mewtwo. Except he pulls out Fire Blast, which personally I found extremely, extremely weird. But then again, and I don't know. I just kind of found that weird. So I go into Giratina right here. I'm going to get off the Shadow Sneak that I needed to get off, and that is nice damage on Mewtwo. He does finish me off with the Ice Beam, but then again, you know, I'm perfectly okay with that. Like I said, I just need this thing whittled down to the point where I can go out into my Arceus later and then just clean house. So the second part of my plan is almost there. So bring in Terrakion. I'm just going to go for an Exus or not wanting to miss Stone Edge on the off chance that he does decide to stay in with Mewtwo again for some reason unbeknownst to me. So right here I'm like, okay, well, might as well go ahead and get Stealth Rocks up. I really don't care if Groudon gets burned, because the only thing I'm going to do with Groudon now at this point is set up Stealth Rocks and then just start roaring out everything pretty much until I die. So that's exactly what I do. I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks right here, and then he's going to burn me with Will-O-Wisp. Again, like I said, I really don't care, because now that I have rocks and a layer of spikes up, I'm just pretty much going to click Roar and pretty much just phase and do damage to his team with entry hazards up until up until Groudon faints. So that's honestly really my plan right here. I mean, there's really not much else I can say about that. So Ferrothorn gets roared out. I'm figuring he might just want to get off a Leech Seed, which he does, just to whittle me down a little bit more. So he does that, he seeds me. I'm just, again, going to click Roar. I roar him out into Mewtwo. I thought that Mewtwo was going to die to the entry hazards, but it barely lived, which isn't that big of a deal, because, I mean, he's going to be able to finish me off with an Ice Beam regardless, because after the damage rolls, not after the damage rolls, after all the recoil from Leech Seed and the burn, I'm going to be finished off with that. And at this point, I have to go into Terrakion. I'm just going to go for a Stone Edge, predicting his Giratina to come back in just to get off some big damage. I miss, but this actually helps me right here. So he's going to go for a Strike Strike right here. Of course, it's going to take out my Terrakion. His Mewtwo is going to go down, and let's just go ahead and bring out the Arceus. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Arceus Flying. Now, the particular Arceus Flying set that I am running is Timid, Max Speed, Max Special Attack, and 4 Special Defense EVs. It is a mono attacker with Calm Mind, Judgment, Recover, Refresh. So as a final Pokemon, unless you can kill it really quick, yeah, good luck. So, Mulvone actually buys into the nickname because Arceus Steel and Arceus Flying kind of look similar. If you want real, differentiation, please go PM PokeMoshPit. He'll tell you all about the differences between Arceus Flying and Arceus Steel. So, yeah, pretty much at this point, all I needed to do was just set up one Calm Mind and pretty much cast Judgment on his whole team until I win. So Rayquaza went down in one hit. Even with the V-Create special defense drop, that wouldn't have mattered. I'm almost positive that +1 Judgment knocks out Rayquaza from that range. So, yeah, Ferrothorn comes in, it tries to protect. Again, I didn't have to even try and predict and say, oh, I predicted protect and went for Calm Mind. I didn't have to. Because, again, Judgment knocks it out from the amount of health that it was at. The only thing that can take a hit is this Giratina, and that's because Giratina has so much HP. But, unfortunately for Mulvone, Giratina is slower than Arceus, and Giratina is about to get 3-hit KO'd by some Flying Judgment. So, ladies and gentlemen, if your opponent has an Arceus and they don't reveal it, watch out, because it could be something as threatening as that. Anyways, that was the match. It was a really good 1-0. Like I said, the whole point of that was to try and battle back from the deficit that I was down with Arceus Flying. That was a great game, Mulvone. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed it, check me out. Go check out Mulvone. Sub to PokeMoshPit, and go check out PokeMoshPit Beta as well. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.